Every time we try to speculate on this, I feel like we're back in the year 2001 speculating on how big Amazon or Spotify or Uber or Airbnb would one day become. And this will scatter to the United States. And I talk to a lot of financial advisors, I talk to a lot of family offices, and they will be offering crypto in the future. And I know I say follow the money, of course I prefer to beat the money if possible, because sometimes some of this news is already priced into the asset today, so it can be tricky. But we also have to be aware that we have to speculate in a speculative market before utility changes these prices forever. And right here, the source is Deutsche Bank Security Services, and what do we have? XRP right here next to Swift. What's going on, guys? Kevin Cage here with another cryptocurrency update. I am so excited for this video. We're going to be diving into a variety of assets, the XRP price chart, the Bitcoin price chart, and then we're going to do some rapid fire news because there has been so much news coming into the cryptocurrency space in the past 2 weeks alone. My head is spinning and I am so excited for the future of this asset class. So first things first, guys, with the Solana price chart, this is Solana. Yes, it's a top 7 asset, and I personally watched this guy go from pennies to $50 to well over $100. And something to note, as a top 10 asset, since the beginning, even January 1st, give or take around this point, it has had a hell of a nice run since then, creating an all-time high around $216, well over a 100x return. Still today, sitting at over a 90x return. Now, I love these assets. I love when they run. Yes, we know that crypto is notorious for forming a few cups, 1, 2, 3, maybe even another. But although it does have potential to reach even higher, I'm just much more interested in hedging my bet, attacking assets that are at the bottom of this cup and handle. We'll turn the lights on to give you a quick look and we'll zoom in here. And just to show you from the recent high back in May, April, February, depending on which asset that was, to the low, with the Fibonacci retracement taking off at the 236 Fibonacci retracement. I'm personally attacking many assets that are over here and battling their way through the retracements, because if they can break through these retracements, then all hell breaks loose. Notice we're playing a game of pinball between the 1618 retracement, and I'm focused on assets that are here in a mini ascending channel. Some are forming descending wedges, some are in a beautiful bull flag, and I am excited. And as we can see for Solana, from the swing high, swing low Fibonacci retracement, we actually topped out and reached a full 4.236 Fibonacci extension. This is something the crypto market is notorious for, and something I've been tracking for several weeks would be Algorand and H-bar. From the high to the low, Algo did in fact make it to the 1618, but now it's consolidating yet again. Remember that Solana also had this period of consolidation, although it was relatively brief. This could be a potential outcome for a lot of assets that have yet to truly run. And Algo and Solana are just 2 assets that I've been tracking. Here's a list that I shared with my members. These are 29 assets. We have well over 30 assets at this point, and feel free to screenshot this, look at it, go check the charts yourselves. These 30 plus assets have all created a new all-time high price compared to their previous May, April, even February or March high, which is very, very interesting for me as I continue to dollar cost average on assets that I believe are in accumulation around these points. Following the data, I have not found a single legitimate asset that has broken this previous support of the low back in May, June, and July. A triple bottom. Same thing for Algorand. Next up, we have shared by Barry Bolus, great guy to follow if you guys do like T8. And as you can see, the XRP price chart seems to be coiling up. And of course, I use these fractals where there's a double bottom right here, the cup and handle. We'll see if this delays a little bit longer and coils tighter, or we do get a pop shortly. Here's another page of Crypto Tony, a pretty large page on Twitter. And let's see what he has to say about the XRP US dollar price chart. This is the worst case scenario for XRP in my opinion. The price down would only come to fruition once Bitcoin pumps to new highs, which in turn would temporarily dump altcoins like we've seen many times in the past. And this would be my plan if that was to happen. Let's take a look. Right here, XRP US dollar. We see this notorious cup and handle that I see on 4-hour charts, weekly charts, and you guys have seen me talk about this cup and handle since about January of this year, on a variety of other time frames. And so this is what he sees for XRP as the worst case scenario. Either way, seems to be another asset creating an all-time high price. As I continue to focus on XRP, some of the tier 1 blue chip assets that are battling these retracements around here and here, I have 30 other assets that are up here already. And we'll have to see where Algo and H-bar and a variety of other assets are that have reached the full 1618. Will they consolidate for a while before getting that next leg up? Next up, Paxson is to accept crypto payments from online shoppers. This fashion retailer is working with BitPay to support 11 crypto assets, including Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Wrapped Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and 5 US dollar peg stablecoins, including GUSD, USDC, USDP, DAI, and BUSD, along with the following crypto wallets and exchanges. We have Coinbase, Exodus, MetaMask, Blockchain Wallet, Electrum, Trust Wallet, Ledger Wallet. We have the BRD Wallet, the Bird, the Bread Wallet, Tomato, Gemini, Kraken, and Binance. Here's a good buddy of mine. This is formerly Kia Crypto. This is the Joker. And notice the XLM price chart. He's both bullish on XLM, XRP, and of course Digibyte. And as we saw, signs of life with XLM breaking out, he's showing its price history, and he believes it is getting ready for a hell of a nice run. Happy to share that iTrustCapital is also delivering their Songbird, so I cannot wait to keep an eye on this. And of course, we do in fact have the FAQ if you guys are curious. For the Songbird, remember this is the testnet for Flare networks before Flare and our tokens are received. Yes, we'll be making this update to eligible dashboards soon. Absolutely beautiful. Links are in the video description to get your first month free. And this is where I do have a crypto Roth IRA, so all of my gains are tax-free, meaning I pay 0% on taxes. And where I am today, based out of Chicago, I'll take anything I can get and leverage platforms that exist today rather than paying 30 or 40% plus on my short-term capital gains. I have some long-term holdings, I have some long-term capital gains, I have short-term capital gains, and then I'm leveraging the power of iTrustCapital for 0% taxes for a good portion of my XRP. And friendly reminder, everything and all services I use are available on Twitter in the pinned tweet if you guys are curious with discounts. Speaking of Switzerland, another country that has determined XRP to not be a security is making moves with assets like Tezos, XTZ. Customers of Swiss-based financial institution, I'm going to say Seba Bank, will soon be able to earn yields on their crypto holdings. This is going to be more and more common across the board. Notice this is starting in a lot of forward-thinking progressive countries for crypto assets like Switzerland, and this will scatter to the United States. And I talk to a lot of financial advisors, I talk to a lot of family offices, and they will be offering crypto in the future. This asset class is going to be growing. This asset class is past the point of no return. Notice, even by Bloomberg, guys, the latest boom in cryptocurrencies is happening in the job market. Left and right, people are taking positions for a lot of blockchain-based or even fintech companies. On LinkedIn, the paid US job postings with keywords like cryptocurrency and blockchain were up more than 600% from the previous year as of August. Thank you to the bull market. And almost 400% compared with the same data back in 2019. CryptocurrencyJobs.co saw nearly 1,500% growth in paid listings since last year. And if you think this market is small, please watch the latest video I uploaded on October 11th. This is one of the founders of Real Vision Finance, and let's see some of these stats. I'll fast forward. In 1997, the internet had a growth rate of approximately 63% per year. The users at that time was approximately 140 million people. In 97. Let's fast forward 20 plus years and realize that crypto is growing at twice the rate than the internet grew. It's 2021, growing at a rate of 113% per year with the same amount of users. Where does that project us in the future? As one of the biggest opportunities of our lives. So in that 10-year period, we grew at 63% per year with 140 million users. And that number of people, 140 million users, is projected to reach 1 billion by 2024. We are approximately 3 years away. So where do you think the cryptocurrency market will be going in the next 3 years with that many users? That's approximately 6 times more users, not 5 times, 6 times more users in the next 3 years. Find another market with that type of year-over-year growth. Next up, guys, I'm sure you've heard the amazing news with Constellation with their native token DAG, D-A-G. They are looking to scale blockchain data choices with one of their recent acquisitions of a retail startup, DOR, D-O-R. San Francisco DOR was founded back in 2015 by 2 former Apple engineers and received more than $15 million in investment. They service more than 2,000 retailers in the US and Canada. And the Constellation spokesperson told CoinDesk the amount is 8 figures for their acquisition, placing it between $10 million and $99 million. Beautiful. And this is just the beginning of Constellation. And it's really difficult for me to be a long-term bear on Constellation when it was at 1 penny in January. And has been onboarding more organizations that are going to be leveraging their protocol than ever before. Remember, the best view comes after the hardest climb. Just like the best performing asset typically comes after the longest period of accumulation, meaning the longest period of just sideways price action stuck in a range before it gets a breakout. Shared by Status, guys. So the price valuations for XRP, this is relatively old, from Susan Athey and Robert Mitchnick. Now, this gentleman was actually the blockchain lead for BlackRock, the largest custodian in the world, with assets under management over $7 trillion, 7T, probably much larger now. And then Susan Athey, one of the participants at the Bilderberg Group, Stanford grad, very, very smart lady. And this was based off of their research paper, a fundamental valuation framework for crypto assets, XRP and Bitcoin. On the low end, price prediction for XRP, $6. On the high end, approximately $32. This was done years ago. So pretty interesting. I did in fact retweet it, and highly recommend checking this out if you have time and following Status. And I know we've mentioned this probably 20 times in the past 3 years, but just wanted to share. Also, DeFi for the small guys. So Algorand is again on the move. We can see Ripple, we can see Stellar, Algo, HBAR. They are all absolutely making things happen in this industry. And Algorand base, Tiny Man raises $2.5 million ahead of the decentralized exchange launch. Remember some of the players behind Algo, including Arrington Capital, who is also behind XRP, Borderless Capital, and others are looking to kickstart DeFi on the speedy Algorand blockchain. And I know I say follow the money. Of course, I prefer to beat the money if possible, because sometimes some of this news is already priced into the asset today, so it can be tricky. But we also have to be aware that we have to speculate in a speculative market before utility changes these prices forever. This is by techhq.com. Retailers are adopting blockchain technology to simplify payments, and this is just the beginning. Remember, Internet of Value, yes. This is going to change the game of AI, IoT, voice, data, cloud storage, on and on and on. Every time we try to speculate on this, I feel like we're back in the year 2001 speculating on how big Amazon or Spotify or Uber or Airbnb would one day become. Also shared by Secrets. So Secrets of Crypto, another big page in crypto Twitter. Remember, when the SEC launched their lawsuit against XRP, the entire cryptocurrency space took a huge hit. Altcoins were down 20-40%, some were even down even more, in a single day for multiple days. If the SEC, who is sworn to protect the retail investor and create fair markets, loses or settles this case, and that's looking likely in due time, the opposite will happen. Imagine how insane the pumps will be. Also, guys, Google Pay to support the Bakkt debit card. Remember who is behind Bakkt, a lot of big behemoths in this space. This crypto exchange also chose Google Cloud as its preferred cloud service provider. A quick overview, Bakkt's Google Pay support follows in the footsteps of Coinbase, which rolled out Apple Pay and Google Pay support for its Coinbase cards earlier this year. We can see they're enabling them to continue to build best-in-class innovative platform that can undoubtedly scale to meet the needs of millions of users. Okay, so ICE-owned crypto trading exchange Bakkt is going public, and I know this was back in 2021 of January, but stay with me. ICE stands for the Intercontinental Exchange, and they are, in fact, the owner of the New York Stock Exchange. And you mean to tell me they also own Bakkt, which is getting their feet into the cryptocurrency space for crypto futures? Yes. And they're going public at over a $2 billion valuation. This is just the beginning, and please understand that the founder of FTX, his net worth is over $20 billion of these crypto derivative platforms. Crypto's a massive market within itself. When it starts tapping the derivative market, look out. Next up on Reuters, the Nigerian central bank to launch digital currency within days. And yeah, we've heard this time and time again. I'll believe it when I see it. Just remember, there's two types of central bank digital currencies: retail for everyday people and wholesale for the big institutions. Remember that XRP is listed on the World Economic Forum's website and research paper to service the wholesale payments. That is the big money. For an inter-network, between networks, not an intra-network, not a closed wall with limited potential. This is all the money. Also, did in fact share this. Let me retweet this again for you guys, just in case you want to watch this clip, because I think it is beyond powerful. These are some of the stats we have to focus on for the long term when we do encounter those difficult days. Numbers don't lie, and they have not yet. And this gentleman, former Goldman Sachs analyst, said that he is 100% into crypto and still feels like he doesn't have enough. That's my focus. I'm going to focus more on real estate if, in fact, there is a retracement or a pullback or a crash in the years ahead. For me, I just cannot go into a market that has gone straight up for that long, whereas in crypto, I have much better entries that I can let ride comfortably. And of course, I'll be discussing more passive income opportunities way outside of just staking your crypto assets. And what I was saying the other day, I'm having trouble trying not to be bullish on the alts that are 60%, 90% down from their all-time high prices. Remember, I showed you the bottom of the cup battling the 236 retracements. And Bitcoin, yeah, I wish it well. And the other day, it was just 13% away from its all-time high price. So now we wait and we see what the end of year brings us for some alts, when in fact we are seeing alts pop off left and right. Very bullish again, XRP time will tell what happens, but the consolidation right now looks very similar to 2017 before that run up, as we can compare these two triangles. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Coiling tight, we'll see what happens next. Coiling tight, even comparing the RSI right there in very similar positions. And remember, for me, the entire point of research, whether that be on Twitter or scanning through all kinds of on-chain metrics and doing additional research into the fundamentals or reading white papers, the entire point is to make profitable decisions. Sometimes those decisions are profitable right away, which is nice, but fairly lucky. Other times, my most profitable decisions have come from putting in work and being extremely, extremely patient. Much more patient than the normal person ever wants to be. If you're good at scanning through market sentiment, acting faster than the majority, you will do very well in crypto. I never make moves out of emotion. I do not make moves out of FOMO. I've been there, I've done that, I've had losses, I've had wins, and this is the way, as Mando would say. Friendly reminder, Matthew Liny, Deutsche Bank, one of the biggest banks that are announced to be too big to fail. Securities Services Market, showing the Corda Settler. Remember, XRP was one of the first assets named. Yes, I know there's a variety of other assets they can leverage, but I always like sharing that point for possible digitized assets. Deutsche Bank, transitioning into the future of securities post-trade. DLT and digital assets path to smart custody. Reminds me of standard custody now, becoming a lot more active lately. And remember, who's behind standard custody and Polysign? The founders of the XRP ledger, Arthur Brito. And right here, the source is Deutsche Bank Security Services. And what do we have? XRP right here next to Swift. Can't make this stuff up. So these are just some of the things I consider when everybody complains about price. You can do what's best for you. You can panic sell. You can chase other assets. Maybe you do better than me in the short term. I'm just not selling my long-term holdings to chase other projects. I'll make some swing trades in my trading bag, but my long-term holds in XRP are untouched, just like my long-term holds that I bought of QNT at $5, $7, etc. If I didn't hold it for the long term, I would have missed out because QNT went from $5 to over $300 plus. I have long-term vision, and I believe that will win best in this cryptocurrency space with the assets that do in fact survive. Tokenized asset platform smart contracts, asset tokenization, agricultural cash flows, digitized money, node platform services, smart contracts, tokenized asset platforms, and I cannot wait to share some of the big things I am working on behind the scenes. Just wanted to highlight another one with API 3 on the left-hand side, forming this next flag. Same thing with XLM, forming that next flag before we got another push. This was, let's see, October 10th, so 3 days ago. And we finally got that little pop. I know that API 3 is around the same level today, but absolutely beautiful that you can kind of gauge and read these flags. And of course, I was reading the RSI on smaller time frames to essentially guess when that pop would be. Remember what they say, the longer the base, the higher in space. And I'll be continuing to stake my API 3 because this is one of the assets that is yet to run even a basic 10x from here. And I'll be receiving my next weekly staking rewards tonight actually, and they do in fact auto compound. So just another asset that is below their retracements, whereas other assets have made it all the way up to those gold extensions I was showing you earlier. Speaking of FTX, now they have launched NFTs just like we saw Coinbase will be doing shortly. So FTX NFTs are aiming to take on OpenSea. So we have Solana NFTs, we have Coinbase NFTs, we have all kinds of celebrities, we have even HBAR working very hard in that space too. Interesting times. And remember, the issue with Ethereum, although I love it, let's be real, Ethereum's not going anywhere. I do not want to pay $100 gas fees or $50 for every single basic transaction. The future digital assets that will succeed and be mass adopted long-term and have longevity are the ones I'm focused on, such as HBAR, which is essentially free. We're talking micro pennies for every transaction, rather than $40 or even $100 plus. You tell me where this future goes. Alright guys, that is enough out of me. I hope you enjoyed this one. Remember, all links can be found in the YouTube video description of services I actively use today, and until next time.